Are you a teacher or a professional who's looking to start your own business? Maybe build it as a side gig, or maybe have it eventually take over your job that you currently have? The information I'm going to share with you today will give you the structure as to what you need. And if you get my workbook, which is by the same title, How to Build a Business from Scratch, then you will get some of the ideas of exactly how to go about doing it. I certainly wish I had the shortcut of information years ago when I started, because it would have saved me thousands of dollars and a whole lot of time. So join me with How to Build a Business from Scratch without wasting years and thousands of dollars, which I don't want you to do. One of us doing that is enough. We don't need any more. I wish I had this shortcut when I got started. I wish somebody had been able to show me exactly the steps that I needed to do in order to start my own business and to become successful. I went from teacher to actually corporate trainer, then to a business builder, and now a mentor. And if you're ready to feel like you don't need to be stuck, or you're wondering, isn't there more to life than this? You're in the right place right now. And starting a business excites you, then keep listening. So, does it sound like you? Are you exhausted from the classroom grind, the day to day work, maybe dealing with certain children, maybe dealing with the parents or the administrators? Are you frustrated by the low pay and the lack of freedom to really teach the way you know you should be able to teach, or to be able to, use your creativity to get across messages to children? I love teaching, but I sure did not like the bureaucracy that I had to deal with, dealing with the time structure and the feeling that you need to push ahead because of testing. And I felt called on to do so much more. But I didn't know where to start with my children. I felt like I was doing everything I could to help them. So I started in that classroom journey, and I loved my students, but I wanted to unlock their full potential. And I was under such a time constraint, I really couldn't do that with the amount of time that I saw children. The system held me back because there was always this push to do more, to accomplish more, to get them prepared for more. And yet the time wasn't there. So as I watched my own three children grow and go through school and into college and out into their careers, I started to realize that they had so much potential inside of them, and that I was able to help them unlock it because I was with them so much more. And I had all this personal development training. And then I looked at the children I taught. Now, I was in a Title I school, so many of the children I had were low income, and they didn't have parents who had studied personal development for decades like I had. And I started to look at them. I thought they have just as much potential as my own children, but there was nobody developing it. And because of the constraints I found in the education system, I didn't think I was the one or could be the one to help them. So I left that world and went into corporate training, where I felt like maybe if I could reach the adults, it would somehow have an impact on their child. But this is what happened to me there. I felt just as many constraints and was just as frustrated. And I still wasn't free to be able to share with them the information that I wanted, because I was under a very strict contract. And that contract forced me to teach curriculum and to offer products that I knew were not what they needed. But the very things I knew they needed, I couldn't offer them. And again, because I didn't see them beyond maybe that day of a public seminar or working within a company for a day, I knew that I wasn't able to make the transformation in their lives and in their company that I knew I could. So that's when I took the leap. I decided, okay, it's time to build my own business where I can interact with companies in a way that I needed to, and business leaders. But I didn't have a roadmap. I didn't know exactly how to go about doing it. So my business became built on quicksand. And you know what happens there? Everything starts to fall apart. I wasted so much time and tens of thousands of dollars, more than I care to mention, trying to figure it out on my own. Even though I actually had coaches, I wasn't really on my own, but I was doing things in a wrong order. And nobody thought to tell me that. And I would go into one program after another, even though perhaps they knew what they had wasn't what I needed. And I struggled. I did all the things that they would tell me to do. I ran Facebook ads. I built courses. I worked with coaches. I did challenges. I did social media content. I did videos. My problem was I was missing the fundamentals of how to start that business. I never had my messaging down. I didn't understand how to market. In fact, I actually had somebody tell me when I was working with Bob Proctor, I was a personal student of his, and he helped me to meet this person that was an expert in marketing. And that person said, "Your problem is you don't know anything about how to market yourself." And he was right, as much as it hurt me at that moment. I felt like nothing was working. Why? Because it really wasn't. But I wasn't doing things in the right order. And it cost me. It cost me years of trial and error, trying one thing, going to another thing. Every time somebody would tell me, "Oh, this works," I'd run over there and try to do it. But if you don't have the fundamentals down and you don't have the foundation built, it doesn't matter what you're trying, it's not going to work. And it did cost me literally tens of thousands of dollars, many sleepless nights, losing confidence in myself, doubting myself, wondering, was this really possible for me? But everything changed when I started to understand how a foundation was built in a business. You have to have clear messaging. You have to know who you're messaging to. You have to know what their pain points are. And I aligned my messaging with a business model. And then I needed to have systems and processes in place so that I actually could get things moving forward. And I had to have the right offer at the right time for what people needed. I want you to know you don't have to figure this out by yourselves. I've done all the work and I have the ability to help you now. It all starts with the mindset. You have to have an understanding of how your mind is working, and you're going to have to make shifts in your thinking as well as in who you are in order to build a business. Because what's gotten you to where you are today is not what you need to get you to be an entrepreneur and to think like an entrepreneur. I can help you with messaging and finding your target market. That is key to getting started. And how do you find clients? There's ways to do it online as well as offline. Building funnels, systems, and processes. There are certain things you're going to need to get in place in order to build a business. You don't necessarily need a website right away or forever, but you do need to have funnels, systems, and processes. You need to know what software and tools will save you time and which ones are best to invest in. I hopped from several until I found one that really worked. You need to know marketing, how to be visible, how to get that message out through your marketing. You need to know about branding. I thought branding was just simply a logo and colors. I found out it was so much more. And that all goes back to the messaging, the target market. And then I can help you with the social media marketing, the content that you need, how to build reels, which platforms are maybe best for the type of business that you want. And I would highly suggest, particularly if you're a teacher, that you might as well use your speaking skills and speak at events, podcast, and I can show you how to go about doing that also. And then the whole idea is once you get it all in place, then you scale it with more automations. So the transformation that will happen when you have somebody that knows what they're doing and can mentor you is you go from being overwhelmed and guessing to having clear and confident ideas as to where you're headed. You stop wasting time and money and you start investing in things that are smart and strategic for you and your business. And you go from feeling stuck and tired to being excited, growing, and scaling. So no one should stay stuck because they don't know where to start. I am there to help you. I know where to help you get started. And maybe you've already started a business. Where are you now? And I can help you go from point A to point B so much faster and quicker and save you time and money. So imagine this, waking up excited about your work. Now, this might be even the excitement that you have in your career currently because you know where you're going, and the excitement that you'll have after you finish the workday and start working on your business. Imagine having clients that pay you what you're worth and knowing what you're worth. Imagine having systems that make your business run smoothly and earn you money while you're sleeping or working your full-time job. And having that time and money freedom to do what you want to do when you want to do it. So if you're ready to build your business on solid ground, book a clarity call with me. You'll see the link here on the screen, as well as in the email that you got. And we'll map out your 90-day plan so you know exactly what you need to do in order to accomplish maybe your first goal or second or third goal in that 90-day period. And we'll get you clear on what it is you're going after, get you confident on who you are and who you need to become, and get you moving and scaling. So you've been given so much time and so much energy to others. Now it's time to build something for you. And that's exactly the way I felt when I started my own business. My children were in college or out of college, and I'd given all that time to them as well as the children I taught. And now it was time to do something for myself. So let's build your dream business together. And when you're ready, you book that clarity call.